To date in Appalachian State Week, we've examined the Mountaineers from a historical, statistical and media perspective. Appalachian State 2017 season recap. 7 Appalachian State stats to know what they're saying. Appalachian State Now. It's time to get down to the nitty-gritty and look at how Penn State will match up with Appalachian State before hosting the Mountaineers in the season opener. When the Lions run. Despite a change at defensive coordinator, App State will stick with its 3-4 scheme this fall under former cornerbacks coach Brian Brown. Brown attests the foundational parts of the Mountaineers system will remain intact with just a few wrinkles added here and there. He was promoted this offseason after guiding the most productive position group within App State's defense the last 2 seasons, though we'll get to them later. Back to the front 7. The Mountaineers are tasked with replacing 5 starters up front. Only inside linebacker Anthony Flory and aptly named nose tackle Mike Winstout have returned. Because App State prefers to rotate defenders like the Lions do, experience is not entirely void in its pools of starting candidates at defensive end and outside linebacker. Senior Okon Godwin, who played nearly 350 snaps last year, should capably assume one end spot. Unlike the 3-odd front defenses Penn State faced to close its 2017 regular season, the Mountaineers do not rely on heavy plotters to control the line of scrimmage. No App State defender tips the scales at even 290 pounds, Stout checks in at 286, instead, they're quick and routinely on the move both pre- and post-snap. Consequently, I expect Penn State to unleash its fastest tempos against the Mountaineers to wear down a lighter, inexperienced front with strength. Penn State's first-team offensive linemen this spring averaged 321 pounds per player, and play speed. Going up-tempo would also negate the aforementioned movement, which can throw a small, but important, wrench into blocking schemes. The only way the Lions could get into trouble is if App State's edge defenders slip past the offensive tackles, as they did routinely in a 34-0 thrashing of Toledo in their bowl game, and more athletic linemen did to Penn State last year, to crash the backfield. Otherwise, considering App State wielded as a fairly average run defense in 2017, the Lions should find success on the ground. Expect a heavy dose of their base stuff early, inside zone, power read and dart, attached to RPO reads that can punish said edge defenders for cheating toward the run. And if that works, Penn State will be firmly in control. When the Lions pass, Duck deflects a pass last season for Appalachian State. Now these matchups offer far lots more intrigue. As detailed yesterday, the Mountaineers carry an impressive cornerback tandem in Clifton Duck and Tae Hayes, who last year combined for 10 interceptions and 18 pass breakups. Duck was a top 20 corner in 2017, per Pro Football Focus, and ranked 15 spots ahead of former Lions coverman Grant Haley. This duo has allowed App State to shift more toward man coverage in recent seasons, though they'll bounce between man and zone. The one-on-one battles between Jawan Johnson and whoever takes over Penn State's starting Z-spot, Brandon Poke or DeAndre Tompkins should Poke fail, will be a pivotal battle for the Mountaineers to win. Their team strengths must carry any hopes of an upset. However, there is potential for the Lions to render Duck and Hayes fairly useless because of App State's proclivity to play out of a too-deep shell, which can leave a defense with a soft, susceptible underbelly. Most opponents dialed up some version of soft coverage behind a run-focused front against Penn State last season, a two-pronged approach that did well in denying explosive plays and matches what should be expected from the Mountaineers. Still, the Lions won 11 games, lost the other 2 by a grand total of 4 points and averaged better than 41 points per game. They can thank their RPO game as a big reason for that success, as well as some guy named Saquon Barkley. Penn State's RPO game and collection of move the sticks pass plays should lead to plenty of advantageous running back and slot receiver targets against App State, especially in the flats. They're still likely to take shots at Duck and Hayes, but the free access, aka soft cushion, outside will yield plenty of short, easy gains. And given that Hayes, safeties Desmond Franklin, Austin Expert and Josh Thomas combined to miss 20% of all tackle attempts last year, per PFF, one of those short throws should over time spring into a long, scoring gain. Penn State will open its 2018 campaign against Appalachian State on Sept. 1 kickoff from Beaver Stadium is TBD.